and hunger have brought me out. I don't have money to buy fuel. I don't have money to buy whatever. There's total bad government.
I must tell you that the Nigerian youth don't really even understand what we are into. We are really in a hot soup. On social media, I still see people throwing banters, still dragging themselves based on ethnicity, based on religion. I'm still seeing people saying these people must go, these people must not go. And some people has taken advantage of the protest and has been busy looting things and vandalizing things. This clearly shows that we the youth don't even understand the mess we are into. And I think it's better we sensitize ourselves so that we can know the gravity of the mess we are into, so that we understand that everything is not actually cruise. Many of us think that what is happening now is cruise. Until we start seeing people falling on the street, that's only when we will understand that this hunger in the land is no shies. And the funny thing is that this hunger is not ending anytime soon. Now, before I tell you what I want to tell you, because I want to open your eye so that you will understand the depth. In fact, you will get to know the reality of what we are into. In 2015, before the previous government left, yes, I don't want to call it a party, because if I call it a party, I'm not partisan, because I believe that people who are in PDP are the same people who are in APC. They are just doing shifting cultivation. This one will move, cross pollution. They know what they are doing. But back to what I'm saying. In 2015, World Bank declared Nigeria as one of the fastest growing economy in the world, and Nigeria was ranked at the bottom 20 of economy that is doing well in the world, meaning Nigerian economy was in the right trajectory. There was increase in Nigerian economy. Now, when the same people took over and gave it a different name, when they made promises saying that they have the indices, they have the strategy, they have everything it takes to put the economy in the right direction, which 99.9% of Nigerians agreed with them, and they took over Nigerian economy. Nigerian GDP as of 2015 was 493 billion US dollars. Understand this. And our external debt then in 2015 around June was 10.32 billion US dollars. I want you to understand this. Now, let me take you now closer to 2022. I don't want to quote 2023 being last year when this current government started. Let me start from 2022. In 2022, our GDP has already been on a decline. From that 2015, that we had 493 billion US dollars in our GDP. As of 2022, what we are now having in our GDP was 477 billion US dollars. Now in 2023, there was another downward movement in our GDP, and we were having in 2023 by December 31st, what we were having in our GDP was 375 billion US dollars. Now from 477 to in 2023 December 31st, we are already having 375 billion US dollars. Now currently we are in the 80th month of the year. From December 31st 2023 till now, our current GDP is at 253 billion US dollars. Now I know many people will be like, why am I quoting figures? Why am I quoting figures? When we talk about GDP, we are simply talking about our gross domestic production, isn't it? Okay. And what does GDP do? When you talk about GDP, GDP is simply an indicator used in measuring the size of an economy. Now, if you want to determine the size of any country's economy to know if they are doing well, how big is it, and all that. You use their GDP to determine it. And currently, our GDP has been at the downward movement. It has been in decline since 2015. People that were declared one of the fastest growing economy. Now from 2050 till now, we are heading down. Who knows, before this year runs out, we might be in 100 and something billion US dollars in our GDP. And let me tell you, remember I told you that in 2015, our debt, our external debt, that's our public debt was 10.32 billion US dollars. Now, it is currently at, if it's in naira, it is 121.67 trillion naira. Now, because of exchange rate, if you convert it in dollars, you will be getting 91.46 billion US dollars. Now, why am I quoting all these figures, quoting both the debt and all these things? Is that I want us to understand the gravity of the mess we are into. Remember, public debt. When we talk about public debt, we are simply talking about the money that they borrow from other countries. And this thing is specifically for development. Understand this, because a country is supposed to borrow and inject that money into their system in terms of infrastructure development, if it's in building industries, building factories, building hospitals. But this money is meant to generate a lot of profit so that the country can easily pay back the debt and also be on the right track. But should I tell you the problem we have? The money being borrowed is not being used for what it ought to be used for. The money is being looted back. Some persons share this money and put it in our pocket. Currently, we saw something happening in the red chambers. In fact, I think it started from the green chamber, where they were accusing themselves of sharing 500 billion, saying that it's for constituency project and all that. We all saw it. And I want us, the youth, to think about what is currently happening. See what is happening. Our GDP is going downward. Is going downward. This shows that there is a big problem in our economy. If a government devalued its currency, claiming that the currency devaluation will help the economy to bounce back, and within 8 months, because I want you to shake what is happening here, from 375 billion US dollars to 253 billion US dollars. Check the margin. This is what happened within 8 months because of naira devaluation. Now, do you think that these people have the clue or have an idea or a strategy that will later put this, our economy, in the right direction? We need to tighten up our seatbelt. When people are talking about protesting and airing their views, I want us to know that it should be a very serious issue. Doing it peacefully and persistently, airing our views, saying our mind, and not taking it for a cruise. It's not cruise. Let nobody think that protest is cruising. Let nobody think that hunger that people are shouting in the land is cruising. Yeah, you might be doing content online and you are being paid in USD. You might be an affiliate marketer. You might be a freelancer. You might be doing drop shipping. You might be doing a lot of things online and you are earning money and you feel that it doesn't concern you. I want you to know one thing. There is an adage that says, if it affects the nose, it will affect the mouth. Once it affects the nose, it will affect the mouth. Now you feel it doesn't concern you, it will not affect you. Let me tell you, once it start affecting everyone around you, you will start feeling the impact. Once it start affecting everyone around you, it will start affecting you. Because I tell you, when the people who are not like you can't see food to eat, you won't escape it. So I want Nigerian youth to understand the level of the problem we are into. We are in a big mess. Our economy is in big problem. So nobody should be dancing around thinking that what we are doing is cruise. It's not cruise. I want Nigerians to understand. Now, the president come out to address us. We were hoping that he will talk about the hunger in the land. We were hoping that he will address the education. He will address the health care. But no, he was busy pointing, accusing finger. Like as if when he was leading protests, he never knew that there are other opponents, or should I call it, there are people on their own who goes out to take advantage of protest. Should we now say that at the time when he himself was leading protests, that there are people out there sponsoring him to lead those protests? When people feel that things are not okay, it is their civic responsibility to protest. Protest is a form of putting government in check. It's a form of telling government we are no longer okay with what is happening. The government cannot ask the people to be bearing the hardship, whereas them themselves are not ready to bear the hardship. You can't be saying one thing and doing another thing. For the masses, for we the masses, you are deceiving us. Because the government keep on telling us to endure and bear with them, that they know what they are doing, that they are, why they are buying SUVs, why they are buying private jets, doing a lot of things, sharing money. Look at what was happening in the house the other day, in the red chamber. Imagine that kind of thing. The other one will say, I got you, you didn't get you. What sort of nonsense is that? Can you imagine? It's an insult to the masses, because when the subsidy was removed from the first day it was announced, the hardship took a toll on the masses. But we were meant to understand that it's for the good cause, and we all agreed and decided to bear with it. Price of everything in the market went up. We said, okay, maybe this is our cross, let's carry it to ensure that the future gets better. But the body language of the people who ask us to do this is quite different from what they are asking us to do. Are the government not supposed to lead by example? Are they not the ones that are supposed to? All the money, okay, I don't even want to talk about the budget padding. The budget that was padded, that lead to the money that they are sharing. So imagine us, the masses, hearing and seeing that the budget was padded, and people are sharing the proceeds of the padded budget among themselves that run in billions. What do you think that will be the fate? Assuming you are not among the people up there, and you are in our own side as the masses at the receiving end, what do you think you will do? Don't you think you will cry more than we do? Don't you think you will put up fight? You will put up fight more than we do? See, Nigerian youth, I must be sincere with us. Things are really bad. Let's forget about what the media is trying to paint Nigeria good before the Western world or before other countries. For our economy is in the downward direction, is in huge decline. And from what is happening, based on the forex market, exchange rate, and the rest of them, remember, we don't have anything that we can say that this is what we are producing. Nigeria is not producing anything. So how do you think that we can actually inject something into the economy that will boost our economy and free us from this issue? Nigeria will end up borrowing and borrowing. For the fact that the people in government have refused to cut down their lavish lifestyle, for the fact they still maintain lavish expenditure on themselves, sharing the treasury, let me tell you, Nigeria will keep on heading on the downward direction. There will be a huge decline in years to come, and this thing will end up taking a toll on the masses. May Nigeria never experience famine, because that's exactly what we are heading into. We are only a step into it. So this cry for help that we are saying, we are crying to the government, people should not take it for a joke. If you can't go out there and protest, use your voice. Use your voice. Let them hear us and let them know we are speaking with one voice. They need to actually do well. We were expecting the president, when he came to address Nigerians, to actually address the core issues of things affecting Nigerians, but he did not. Instead, he went ahead to start attacking people whom he felt they are the ones sponsoring the protest, forgetting that there is something that triggered the protest. Even if that there are people who are out there who also have an ulterior motive, are you now saying that their number is now more than the number of persons who genuinely come out to protest because of the hardship in the land? Or are you people denying the fact that there is hardship in the land? In one of the things you said in your address, you agreed that there was hunger in the land. Now, why not address the hunger? Nigerian youth, I call on us all to get involved when it comes to Nigerian economy. Let's be sensitized and have knowledge. This is the only thing that will make us to understand what is happening, because a lot of the youth in Nigeria don't even understand what is currently happening in Nigeria. We have no idea of the tsunami, the atomic bomb, and the problem that is about to befall us here in our dear nation. And I pray that it will never happen. May we find an everlasting solution. And I urge the government to take the bold step in cutting cost of governance, so that this money that they are borrowing, they can be able to inject it in the right places and boost our economy, so that the common man on the street can be able to feed and eat. Our well-being is very, very important to us. I rest my case here. Goodbye.